Welcome to Bookosmia's podcast featuring young people. This is Bookosmia Talks, a podcast that encourages children from across India to come on in, share their thoughts in a space without fear. Young friends, this is your space, this is your time to come on and speak what you feel like on topics that you feel strongly about. This is Bookosmia Talks.
Welcome everyone to Bookosmia's podcast featuring young people. And I'm really excited today to have a very good lineup of youngsters who are bursting with ideas. They come from across different ages, they come across different cities, and they're all here to share what they feel. I want to just start by saying that as I look at all of these youngsters around me, it takes me back a long way. It takes me back to the time that I was also, 7, 8, 9. I remember those days vividly, distinctly, because those days I was never at home. I would come back from school, I would grab whatever was on the table, I would run off to play. Okay, whether it was cricket, it was football, hockey, just running, monkeying around, climbing walls, climbing trees, throwing stuff, throwing water. I don't know, all of these. We did all of that. And we had no watches. There was no sense of time. Time was just in the air. Nothing mattered. Just what mattered was going out there and being as crazy as you want to be. And then the sun set and the mothers came out with their sticks. We knew it was time to go home. And when we did have to go home, there was that tinge of sadness that the time for all of that fun came to an end. But there was always also promise because we'd all tell our friends, Chalo kal milte hain. Let's meet tomorrow. And that hope of seeing our friends the next day and starting all of that madness again is what kept us going. But somewhere when I was like, let's say 14 or 15, for some reason, all of these wonderful moments that we had, those monkeying around, all of those tricks and the things that we did that was silly, suddenly began to reduce. So it's very pertinent to understand what play is and how it shapes all of us. Uh, Play is so much more than just a four-letter word. So what is it exactly? To understand more about playing and to understand how it affects all of us, I'm very glad to bring in my dear friend and founder of Bookosmia into this conversation. Nidhi, when we say play, what does that invoke for you?
Okay, hi everyone. So, if I go back many years, like Archana did, my evenings and after school activities were not as playful as she mentioned. So, I rarely stepped out. I used to sit back with a book mostly, but I need to introspect more on why that was. A lot of kids did play like that, and it was fantastic to see it, just from the balcony or terrace. So yeah, it could mean so many different things, right? It wasn't just the boys who were playing cricket on the street, obviously not thinking that they'll make it to the India team. Then we had a lot of other kids who would be running around playing hopscotch or even hide and seek. Those were some of the games that even I indulged in at times. So it could mean so many different things to so many different people. And I think we are here today to listen to what it means to you. There is a significant amount of time that youngsters are supposed to be out playing. It's good for various many reasons, but sometimes things inhibit, right? So something could come up and that takes a backseat, like Arshana was talking about. You have playtime in school, and while we are talking of play, we're not just thinking only games. It could be any physical activity. So it could be dance if you're learning any traditional Indian dance, any movement. And that was the idea today, to hear from all of you what it means to you. I'll hand it over to Archana because I know there are a whole bunch of questions and what we want to get into the corners of your brain and understand what this would mean to you. Why is this like this? What could happen differently? Right? Thanks, Archana. Over to you.
Thank you, Nidhi. I also want to bring in Diksha S from Chennai. Welcome, Diksha.
Hello, ma'am.
Diksha, tell us a line about yourself before we start.
Well, I'm Diksha, as you all know. I'm a voracious reader and I'm also a published author.
Lovely. Diksha, where we spoke about playing, and Nidhi and I both had very different experience or opinion of what play means. What about you? What does play mean for you?
Playing has multiple different meanings. It could be inside or outside. For example, I'm extremely extroverted, so I prefer outside games like athletics, swimming, badminton. But other people do have different opinions, and I respect that. So,
All right. And you spoke of all of these. Which among these do you really love doing? An activity that you really love doing. What is that?
athletics, because ever since I was a small child, I used to participate in sports day, out of school competitions, win multiple medals, trophies, which came from my father because he was also an
Athlete.
yeah.
All right, that's wonderful. So I think having a support system, having watching someone who also plays probably has a big role as well. That's very interesting, and we will speak about it as we move along. I want to bring in Abhiroop now. Hi, Abhiroop.
Hello, mom.
Abhiroop, tell us about your childhood. Tell us about what does play mean to you, or does do you still play? Let's start with that.
Yes, mom. Mom, I actually am into basketball, and mom, I've been playing that since class three, maybe, and winning trophies and medals has been like a part of it. And mom, I like love playing basketball, so that's uh, a good part of it.
What do you love about basketball? Why is it that you chose basketball out of so many other sports?
Mom, I feel like maybe mom height. Mom height plays an important role. So, mom, I feel playing basketball it stretches every part of your body, and not only that, it makes you fit and you can do everything. Not only stretching, but also other cardiovascular activities and all.
Right. Abhirup, but do tell us a line about yourself. Now we know that you love playing basketball.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Abhirup. I'm from Kolkata. I'm a 14-year-old. And as you know, I like playing basketball. So, yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Abhirup. I'll say hello next to Harshita. Hi, Harshita.
Hello, ma'am. Thank you for having me over.
Thank you, Harshita. Tell us a line about yourself.
I'm a 17-year-old Hindi author and a keen writer. My dream is to become a published poet and to inspire the youth with my words. So I believe what we can put on our sheet is a part of what we can put out through our lives.
That's beautiful. Harshita, tell us about your relationship with play or movement in general.
I'm a defense kid and an only child, so I never had a lot of people around me to play with, so I took up individual sports. I've learned boxing and horse riding, and so currently as a 12th grader, I'm not being able to go for regular classes, but I make sure that I at least do 1 hour of cardio workouts every day to keep up with my physique.
That's wonderful. And you've taken up boxing. Tell us about how that came about.
I started learning boxing under a coach during the COVID time when we had online classes. So really helped me improve on my physique and strengthen my arms, especially. And I believe it's important to learn one physically strong sports because it helps you defend yourself in real life situations and at the same time build a stronger body.
All right. And how do you feel when you work on your physique, when you go for your boxing sessions? How does that make you feel?
It's more about your mental growth than your physical growth because your physique will develop with time. But what is important is to develop yourself mentally, which is something you need to really put in effort into. When you're pushing yourself harder, it's not just your body that is further progressing, but you're also making your mind stronger to work hard. And that will reflect in other spheres of your life as well.
Tell us about this mental growth because we love that. Tell us about how going for boxing and all of the wonderful activities you said, how has that shaped you and how has that helped you grow mentally?
It's made my life a lot more disciplined. Like right now, I do 1 hour of workout sessions from 5:30 to 6:30 in the morning. So that is made me get up early in the morning, do some workout before school, so I'm more active during my classes, and at the same time, I feel less sleepy throughout the day. And since I'm waking up early in the morning, I've also started going to bed earlier, so that's made my entire biological clock work a lot better.
It was wonderful to know about your process, Harshita. And yes, we will definitely come back with more to listen from you. I would like now to go on to Ira and Omera. Are you guys there?
Yes.
Okay, I would like to start with Omera first. Omera, tell me the three most favorite games of yours. What you love playing. Three things.
I like playing Uno. I like playing with my dolls and my friends.
So, what games do you play with your friends?
Tag and hide and seek.
Okay. Omera, why do you like hide and seek?
Because it's fun.
Yeah. How does it make you feel when you're playing hide and seek with your friends?
It makes me happy.
It makes you happy. Very nice. Okay. Omera, can you tell us a line about yourself?
I am Umera. I am 7 years old and I am in Bombay.
Lovely. Okay. Thank you. Ira, could we go to you now? Yes, Ira. So tell us a line about yourself, please.
I am 9 years old. I like cycling and I like playing.
You like playing. So what is playing according to you?
It's fun.
Okay. And what are the games you play?
I play hide and seek. I play with my friends and I play lock and key.
And Ira, what about at school? Do you play games at school as well?
Yes.
Tell us about that. What are the games you play at school?
Hide and seek and play scavenger hunts and tag.
And tag. Okay, lovely. So scavenger hunts. You guys make that game yourself?
Yes.
How do you decide where to hide?
Not we. My friend made a map, so we went on a treasure hunt.
A lot of mystery, intrigue keeps you on the move. I love that. Thank you, Ira. And yeah, Ira is from Mumbai as well. We'd now like to now come to Ayush. Hi, Ayush.
Hello. So I am from Karnataka. I like many things like badminton. I like writing and many other. I like working with technology as well.
All right. Tell us about badminton, how you got started into it.
Well, how I got started into it is because like I was never really into groups. So basketball, football, I couldn't like play in team. I couldn't cope. So I decided to take up some individual games. So badminton looked like a really good option to start with.
Okay. So you were trying other games as well before that. What are the other games you tried?
I try like football, basketball, and sometimes hide and seek.
Okay. And tell us about your experience with that. Do you still like to play football and basketball?
Yeah, I still like it, but it's only with the people which I have known for a lengthy time. Like if in school, like in a new year, like for the first 2 weeks, I won't be like coping with other people, so I can't like play football or basketball. So I mostly do shuttle.
Okay. And after 2 weeks, are you then able to make friends and get onto the football
Yeah,
field?
I play football. Since I taken up badminton, I usually play badminton most of the times.
That's wonderful. What do you like about badminton?
I like that I like that we always have to keep the eye on the shuttle. So basically, like you can't lose concentration. I like moving around, getting flexible. So that's what I like about shuttle.
That's wonderful. And who do you play with?
Hmm?
Who do you
I
play
go
badminton?
to I go to classes, and other than that, I play with my friends.
Okay. What is the fun thing about badminton when you play with your friends? Is there some fun banter that goes around with your friends?
Yeah, the fun thing is that like when you keep on hitting, you can't lose concentration. That will keep make you keep on going. And the second one is like it's very it's like when you hit to the opponent and your opponent misses, so he will usually miss because you hit very hard or he just slipped. That is also really actually enjoying.
All right, that's good to know. So I want to come back to Diksha. And Diksha, uh, tell me that if you were to think of one activity that keeps you active, that doesn't need equipment, then what comes to your mind? Because during lockdown, a lot of us did not even step out of our houses and we were at home, and obviously we had to stay fit. So in those days, what do you think is an activity that you really love doing that keeps you active?
Probably yoga, because it doesn't exactly need any equipment. It could be just a flat area where you could do some exercises, generally warm up, not exactly for your physical health as well, but for your mental health as well. That's something I enjoyed doing during the lockdown.
Yeah. Tell us about yoga for mental health. Since you did do yoga, in what way do you think it has helped?
Yeah, yoga is actually shown to lower stress in our body while simultaneously increasing our mental health. Some of the benefits might be relief from anxiety. It can improve your mood. It can boost your concentration, focus, and memory.
Right. That's a great point. What about you, Abhinav? What activity, when you do it, do you find a solace in?
Ma'am, I'll say, ma'am, maybe yoga. And because, ma'am, during these 2 years of lockdown, ma'am, everybody was at home, and like, ma'am, many children who were bound into like four walls, ma'am, they were some were depressed, and ma'am, some did, ma'am, things did not go that well, and ma'am, children were like many parents did not allow children to go out, so ma'am, maybe ma'am, doing yoga was one of the greatest things, ma'am, because as said by Diksha, ma'am, that boosted like the mental health, and ma'am, that was very important, ma'am, because ma'am, it could like a person could get rid of depression or whatever that person was into. So, ma'am, yes, ma'am, I think so. Yoga was the main thing.
Right. And if I say you spoke about happiness, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yoga gives you solace. What makes you happy? A really silly thing that you do that makes you happy. What is that?
Ma'am, maybe enjoying with family is the most thing that like the greatest thing that is that family always comes first. So ma'am, I think my family always makes me happy, encourages me to do stuff, and motivates me a lot. So,
What
ma'am,
is an activity that you all do together that makes you very happy?
ma'am, we are not into physical activities that much, ma'am, but I will say, ma'am, watching TV, gossiping, and ma'am, talking about the whole days, ma'am, that's the main thing.
That's beautiful as well. Speaking to
Yes,
family over a dinner table conversation. That's a
yes,
beautiful
ma'am.
moment for sure. That's very nice. Okay, thank you, Abhiroop. Harshita, I come to you. Harshita, tell us about, is there for you, has there been a period where you've been very active, and has there been a period where you have not been so active? Has there been two periods like that? Talk to us about.
My father's in the defense and my mom's a professional dancer. So I come up from backgrounds where there's a lot of physical activity involved. And I've always been into both physical activities as well as classical dances. I've learned the basics of Bharatanatyam and have been learning Kathak for the past 7 years. So on days when I do not work out or don't go for sports classes, I make sure that I do my Kathak riyas or practice. And that's very convenient since I can do that at my own pace, my own time. And we've actually always been blessed with lovely neighbors who haven't had a lot of problem with all the sound of music. So that's been a great boon.
Well, that's such a good point. I think in order to do the activities that you love, sometimes you need the right environment. Any of you have stopped an activity because it's been too loud, it's been deemed too loud by anyone, or that someone thought that it was not the right activity to be doing?
That
Ashita?
hasn't been the case yet. Wherever we've stayed, whether that's in apartments or in independent houses, our neighbors have always been quite good about it, and they've appreciated us because of the art form.
And Harshita, tell us about your play at school versus your play at home. What do you play at home and what do you play at school?
I'm currently in the 12th grade, so we don't really have games classes in the school. But earlier, I used to practice wushu, basketball, and kho at school.
Okay. And at home?
At home, it's the same boxing and horse riding that I.
Okay. So this is interesting. So till what a class did you have your sports period? And when did you stop having sports period at school?
We had sports classes until the 9th grade, after which we didn't have any sports classes as such, but we still had NCC classes going on. So at
Okay.
least we still get some exercise during the drill classes or during the NCC camps.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Harshada. But any reason why do you think the 12th graders don't have a PE period?
Because there's already a lot of pressure on students regarding the examination point of views. There are different competitive exams that we need to appear for. Other than that, there's sports, and from this year we'll be having CUET as well. So an average 12th grader is expected to study from 12 to 16 hours minimum. So now, if you're studying for that long, it's not the most convenient to incorporate a lot of physical activities into your schedule unless and until you're planning to make a profession out of it.
Right. That's a point well taken. Thank you, Harshada. Ira, could I come to you, please?
Yeah.
Tell us about sports period at school. Do you enjoy? How do you feel when you have that?
We play in the playground. Sometimes we play what's it called? Um, a lock and key and duck duck goose.
Okay, lovely. And who do you play with the most?
My friend Dalai.
Okay, what about you, Mira? Tell us about your friends when you get along and you play. Which is your favorite game?
My favorite game is I don't do running in my. I only just walk and talk with my friends with holding hands.
Why do you prefer to walk and talk rather than run? Any reasons for that?
But I do sometimes do run with my two friends.
Okay. And do you just do running races or you play catch? What do you play?
No, we play lock and key and tag.
Okay. All right. Ayush,
Uh,
Ayush,
Yes.
tell us about the top three things that you really enjoy. When I say movement, when I say just active, I'm not particularly talking about sports. I'm just saying the top three things, and this is for all of you, the top three things that you really enjoy doing just to be active.
Mm, So this is a very tough question. I I like running. I mostly do like running races, and I I like running. So like every day I like run for some time with my friend and talk. And then one more of my favorite is like yoga. I do yoga in the mornings. Like sometimes I do yoga in the mornings, like every day except Wednesday, because in Wednesday we have like yoga period in school. So so that fine. So my favorite is like grabbing a ball and playing something.
Okay, very nice.
Anything.
Very nice. Thank you, Ayush. Diksha, tell us about the person who's encouraged you. Already told us a bit about him, but tell us a little bit more about what happens when someone encourages you to be active.
When someone encourages me, it feels good to know that I have someone to support me because he's always there for me. I really enjoy that.
How about the bond when you play with someone, whether it's your parent or your sibling or your friend? What does that feel?
It's actually exciting based on the game we're playing.
Mhm.
Uh, and can be extremely interesting if we make some tweaks to the game.
Okay. Well, what kind of tweak are we talking about?
Like maybe change what happens. Maybe maybe the loser has to do something embarrassing.
Okay. All right. That sounds interesting. Thank you, Diksha. Abhirup, I have a question for you. Abhirup, tell me about you and tell me that if is sports or are activities always geared towards competitions, um, or is it that activities can exist, irrespective of a competition? Is it really required? Do we need to look at activities in the prism of going ahead and winning prizes or medals, or can we just enjoy an activity for the sake of enjoying? Just
Yes,
tell me about your views.
Now I feel physical activity is very important, and for just the sake of winning prizes is not actually uh, like playing. Like physical activity is something that you need to enjoy, and it's just not for the sake of winning or having medals or trophies lined up in your shelf or something like that. But I feel physical balance and physical importance is really necessary for a person. So ma'am, it can be that the person is playing with their friends or their family members just for enjoying. Ma'am, it can be for any sort of activity.
And I think that makes a lot of sense. Nidhi?
Arshna, can I ask a question? Wow, these guys are so amazing. When I was your age, I didn't know cardio. I didn't know mental health is good with physical exercise. But one thing I really liked in school was dodgeball. And now I'm much older. I have two daughters, and what I do is in the evenings I do go down and play dodgeball with them and all their friends. So I know I can't get very good at the game. We play in a very tiny space so that we don't have to run too much after the ball. And I can't win medals at it for sure because I'm starting very late in life. Do you think I should do this more frequently, or I should probably, it's not getting me anywhere. Maybe I should do something which is more serious, physical fitness. What's the comment from you guys? Abhirup, what do you say?
I think so, ma'am. You should get involved into this, ma'am. Ma'am, you should revive all your memories, ma'am. And ma'am, physical fitness, ma'am, as said, is really important, ma'am. Without physical fitness, ma'am, without your health, ma'am, there's nothing in life. So, ma'am,
Yeah,
yes, ma'am.
but it's not too much of running around in this. It's quite a small space. So I do have fun, but I don't know how much it's doing to my physical fitness really. If I really want to focus on it, I could do like a marathon training like most people my age do to keep physically fit. Do you think there should be some kind, like, what should older people think? Would I focus more on fitness, or just if I'm enjoying, is that enough?
Ma'am, I feel, ma'am, if you're enjoying a particular activity, ma'am, that's enough, ma'am.
No? Don't you think so? I think
Yes,
so
ma'am.
too. Thank you for saying that. Otherwise, I would have scrapped. Yeah, Harshita wants to say something.
I believe it's important to play a game or a sport just for leisure, but at the same time, I think it's for all age groups. It's important that you continuously keep building your physique, and that
Hmm.
gets a lot easier under a trained coach because their routines are such that they would increase the difficulty step by step, and at the same time, making sure that they work on the specific body parts that you need to develop according to your age or your medical conditions. So that really helps keep a person fit.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. If I'm spending time at it, I might as well see how it's helping my body, right? All right. And Ayush, what do you want to say? I can see a bunch of raised hands.
So, play and sports are two different things.
Hmm.
Sports are like something which involves movement, not always like which you can take up. Play is something which you enjoy. Sports and play are different. So, if you
Right.
like enjoy dancing, dancing is like play for you, and so
Yeah.
on.
Because I think with sport, it's hard. All of you who are winning so many medals, I can see it would be so exciting to go back. Like Abhirup is great at basketball and you are practicing for badminton. But if you are someone who's not great at it, with sport, there's that pressure, right? If you're not great at it, even if you enjoy, then it becomes like you have to win medals or you have to come first. Otherwise, you tend to lose some confidence, isn't it? You tend to continue with what you are good at rather than what you enjoy. Is that the case for you guys also?
Not always.
Not always. So you actually like badminton, irrespective of how the outcome is, if you're good or bad. But you'd prefer badminton to other sports,
Yes.
right? Okay, that's a great match. Deeksha, yes, you want to say something?
Yeah, I just want to tell you that doing an activity that makes you happy but may also help your mental and physical health
Hmm.
is something you should definitely try out because it will be extremely helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's making you happy, I'm thinking it's helping your mental health, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and because you're enjoying, you'd probably do it more often, so physically it might help as well. Ira, yes, Ira, Omera, I can see a raised hand. Tell me.
My mom says that when you participate in a competition, you should always enjoy not to win.
Yeah, I think so too. But sometimes it gets hard, if you don't win and you play all the time. But that's what I think we need to get to. I agree.
As we come to the end of it, have one question to ask of all of you. If there is one thing that you could change about the way people look at movement, at being active, it would be what?
Take the example of school. Like if you want one thing to change in your PE, physical education, or physical training class, what could that be?
Diksha, go ahead.
Honestly speaking, maybe the warm ups because they take an extremely long time and it's extremely simple, not exactly challenging, as it's something we do in our day-to-day lives. For example, stretching our arms. One that's the thing we do every time we wake up. So I thought maybe we could change that in school.
Okay, a good point. Thank you. Harshita?
I think it's important to change the perspective of the school administration towards sports classes. I've noticed across different schools that a lot of games teachers are assigned different classes during their regular classes, which leads to them not being able to take their classes that are scheduled for the students. So at these times, students usually just roam around on their own or practice how much ever they can at their own terms. So it's important that schools put in more pressure onto these sports activities, take them more seriously, and especially consider them for senior classes as well. Of course, if not on a daily basis, at least certain number of classes per week would help students remain mentally and physically more active.
Great point. Thank you, Harshita. Ira?
They should allow us to get juices to keep us hydrated.
Yes, let's note that down. All school must allow juices, but the healthy kind, correct? Okay, thank you. All right, Ayush.
So just some time ago, I was speaking about quality time, right? So that including people. So in sports, like when a new person comes to school, like so basically many people will be knowing each other, and the PT teachers have just got a job to just watch and hope nothing bad happens. So when the new person joins, they might not know if he's good or not good at all. So they might put him on the bench, or even when they give put him in the team, they don't give him a turn because like some other great players like playing. So if the PT teachers, like, they could give people chances, so that will make everything a whole lot better.
Very nice. Including a new student into an activity. We love that suggestion. Very nice. Thank you, Ayush. Abhiru.
Now I feel in my school, PE classes are usually held once in a week, but ma'am, they should like the days should be increased. Like it should be at least held twice in a week or thrice, ma'am. Because ma'am, it does not only boost our confidence, but also it helps us focus during our studies as well. And ma'am, to go something with unique, ma'am, schools can include cycling, except of doing those boring exercises. We could even have cycling or somewhat like that, ma'am.
Right. Introducing a mix of new things rather than just doing the standard things that have been done for a lot of years. I think that's a great suggestion. All of you with such wonderful suggestions. I think it's been a wonderful session with such rich ideas come in. You guys have opened your hearts, shared your thoughts, your experiences, and all of these are really important to all of us. I think all of us need to hear these opinions and know what the youngster of today wants. That's the only way for us to all get fit and active, and of course have fun doing what we enjoy the most.
So that's it from us today at Bookosmia Talks. Catch you at the next episode. See you soon.